Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We are back live for the Ashton Twins Classic 2020. We are broadcasting out of the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the first weekend of 2020. My name is Grant. I'm sitting beside the one, the only, the infamous Mr. Brian Butler. Welcome to it, Brian.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Grant.
Good morning to you. And Happy New Year, by the way.
Thank you so much.
We have a barn burner this morning. Emily Duddy, Janet Atwell.
Two seasoned pros.
They kind of know how to hold a cue.
Certainly do.
They
Emily
hold it with
Duddy
the...
is quite a well-known figure in the world of professional pool these days.
I would think so.
She's got a lot of presence at the table.
Yes, she does.
Very got a lot of star power. And on the other hand, Janet Atwell is a little bit more reserved, but she's been around the game for a long time. I remember back in when there was a couple of amateur ladies tours in the Southeast, she was number one on all of them. So yeah, she's a very experienced player, knows all the games, and she's very good with that cue ball.
Yes, she does have really good cue ball control.
And in my opinion, that is the most important skill in the game.
Well, if you control the rock, it certainly lends itself to making the game perhaps a touch easier.
Well, all the greats, that's the biggest strength that they have. Emily broke the balls. She made a legal break and made a ball. She made a good shot on the one and now a good shot on the two, and now she's lying perfect for this four. And really looking at no obstacles for the first rack, Grant.
No, looking fairly good. Four's a little bit tougher, but if she can manage that, I think...
Well, she's lying on it perfectly, really.
Yeah. I think we're going to see Emily perhaps draw first blood. Nice little control there.
So really the key here is just to get on the 7 in such a way that she can get on the 8 with a good angle to get down on the 9. She's planning that out right now, kind of. Emily's featured in a couple of TV series, reality-type shows lately. The first one, I believe, was called The Hustlers.
It was, yeah.
And then the second one...
Along with Jennifer Beretta.
Yeah, Jennifer Beretta was in that. My old buddy Jared Crowley was in that. So I don't know if he's listening somewhere in the Boston area, but I'll say hi to him. And Mike DeShane. And the godfather of pool, William Finnegan. He's out there somewhere, driving his Corvette. And her most recent endeavor in the reality TV show was, I think, on the TLC network. It was called
In a Man's World. Character she portrayed by the name of Alex.
Yeah. So she's an it girl at the moment. She's in everything. She's got a lot of Instagram followers. You can follow her.
Sorry if I'm a little preoccupied, just trying to get all my...
Are your gadgets working?
All my gadgets working and post to the pages I said I would commit to, so...
Well, that's okay. Emily's making it easier on us by making this outlook really routine, so there's not a lot to say.
Well, there's almost to be expected from Emily, but at the same time, can't take anything away from Janet Atwell. She definitely knows what she's doing.
Emily, both these players are in the losers bracket. Emily, I believe, lost her first match to Calgary local Tony Sakamoto.
Yes, she did.
Match, maybe.
Yes, she did.
I'm not sure who defeated Janet, but you guys can follow on the draw yourselves off the WPBA website.
Or CompuSport.
Or CompuSport.
They are there. And these are all the participants for sponsors in the Ashton Twin Classic. And very important, guys, if you can help us out, hit them up on their social media, send them a note, say thank you for supporting our sport. The more we can do that as general audience members and general viewing members, the more that they are apt to stick around and continue to support it. Good morning, Mr. Damien Pong Panic. How are you this morning? Mr. Jam Up himself.
Jam Up Apparel is one of the top sponsors here. They make great clothing.
They do. Jarrett McRitchie, good morning.
I'm a big fan of the Jam Up shirt that I have.
Yes. Although, Jared, it is not Ben on the mic. It is Grant on the mic alongside Mr. Brian Butler. And for those who, for those that don't know who Brian is, I'm going to brag about you a little bit, Brian. Very accomplished pool player in his own right. And chief cook, bottle wash owner at Top Shots Billiards in Edmonton, Alberta. And if you have not been to Top Shots, put that on your to-do list. One of the nicest halls that you'll probably walk into.
Well, that's a pretty good shot there by Emily Duddy. Thank you, Grant. I appreciate it.
Yes, no troubles. No troubles.
Top Shots, 2621 66th Street in Edmonton.
Yes.
24 tables. One for you.
Mm-hmm. Jarrett, can we get into the vendor's thumper break queue person tonight? His name's Richard, by the way, without paying to get in. I'll tell you what, Jarrett, once you get down here, you could do that. However, you're going to want to, because how often are you going to be able to come down? If you're coming all the way down to see Richard, and don't get me wrong, Richard's a nice guy, but you're going to want to pay the cash to get in to watch the likes of Emily Duddy, Janet Atwell, the Duchess of Doom, Ariana Lynch, April Larson. Like, there's a laundry list of ladies that you're going to want to see.
It's not mine, though.
So the short answer is yes, but I would encourage yourself and anybody else that is in and around the Calgary area, come on down, show some support. Bev and Joanne Ashton, as well as Autumn Birdsong, have put on a phenomenal event. Something you're going to want to see, because you don't get to see this type of setup every day, Brian.
No, not in Alberta, that's for sure.
Yeah, not in your own backyard, that's for certain.
These are some of the best in the business when it comes to women's pool.
Yep.
Players have come from as far away as Japan and Taiwan, Russia.
Yeah, Christina.
A bunch of
The
Americans and a bunch of Canadians, all mixed into the group. I don't know if we have any Euros. I guess Russia is Europe, but certainly, well, Asia is well represented.
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah.
Taipei, China, Japan.
Oh, I guess Alison Fisher's from Europe.
Yeah. in the States right now, but by way of Europe.
Yeah, Allie
same as
lives
Norway
in,
with Lena.
Alison lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, or she did for a lot of years anyways. Janet Atwell is from Bristol, Tennessee. Or sorry, Bristol,
Virginia.
West Virginia, isn't
Yeah.
it? I'm going to have to look that up. Pretty sure it's West Virginia.
Her cue is a peach hour. Sponsored by numerous places. She's very, very highly decorated.
Bristol, Virginia.
Here's a little fun fact about Janet Atwell. She is a hospice nurse. She has just started her own agency.
Yeah, she's actually a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
And she was very fortunate to survive, to be honest.
Ooh.
And she escaped hospice care herself just by a narrow margin. So
Mm-hmm.
she's got a lot of, she can relate to people who are suffering. Because she was in a lot of pain at one point.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if the 3 ball goes by the 7 top right. Let's see if our other camera view will
No, I don't
give
think
us
it
some
passes the
insight.
7 or the 4.
It does not.
So she's looking at shooting it down to the lower left as we look.
I would agree with you, Jared. It takes a very, very special kind of person to take on that role of a hospice nurse.
Yeah, no question.
I've had a few dealings with hospitals. Not so much with myself, but I've got family members in the hospital as we speak, and they're special kind of people, those nurses.
Okay, she's decided to play safe. I feel like Janet might be on 2 fouls right now. Yeah, she just warned her that she's on 2 fouls. So 3 fouls and you forfeit the rack.
I think she's got a fairly easy hit.
Coming
Just
between the
yeah,
missing the 9 ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
off the back rail here, or bottom rail, I should say.
Well, she better hit it. I think Emily was trying to bring the cue ball back and freeze her to the 7.
I think so. Just
Yeah.
behind, tuck it in.
Okay, so there's a good hit. Might go in off the 4. No,
Does it go on the side?
I think it might hang up over the side.
Well, I mean, good news, bad news. She avoids the 3 foul rule, so that now gets reset. But she has left shot on for Miss Emily
But
Duddy.
a tricky angle to get onto the 4.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4 rails around.
Well, she's coming up the wrong side of the table on that pattern. Is the only
Well,
thing.
if you go 1, 2, 3, 4 and back, she underhit it.
Thing is, coming off this 4th rail, I'm not sure it would have bounced long enough or short enough to get on the other side of the 4.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the pace kind of shortens up those angles too. So
Yeah.
tough shot. Do you play the carom off the 4 ball, make the 7?
If I can control the 4, I do. Right?
Nice effort.
So that's what she played. And she hit it a little thin, the 7. She was playing to hit the rail first, then the 7, then come down and leave the 4 in the side. She's left Janet across side bank if she chooses to shoot at it. And that leads to position on the 5.
It does. There's no real good spot to play safe. So I'm a fan of taking the shot on because trying to play the safe is just as hard as the shot. Does she get away? Nope.
So here's a chance for Emily Duddy to take the second game. Nothing really too difficult here except making the 4.
Yeah. Moving the cue ball with a ferrule isn't a foul, question mark. Brandon, no. That's kind of an old rule. It was called stick handling. And if you touched the cue ball with the ferrule, it used to be a foul. Now it is not. In order to shoot a shot, you must have forward stroking motion in that shot. So they have done away with the stick handling rule.
They're talking about when there's ball in hand.
When there's ball in hand, yeah. Needs a little more bounce.
Well, she's got the 6, but she's going to have to take a long shot on the 7, I believe.
Yeah, and kind of want to feather the cue ball back to where it is now. You wouldn't want to come on the short side of 8.
So a lot of it would be left
Left-hand
English in this
spin,
case,
yeah.
and just kind of roll the 6 in and let the cue ball bounce back towards her.
Pretty much back to where she's at now.
She's missed the 6.
She tried to go twice back and forth. She wouldn't have liked the position on the 7 there.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
That was not a very. It's not a great miss. She leaves. At least this is a tricky little shot here, because there's areas on the table you can't get. You need to avoid being snookered by the 8 here. It's occupying a sort of a valuable chunk of real estate there in the middle of the table right now.
Yeah. So do you go rail first?
I might, but I might just play it like this, right? And just bounce out one rail on that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just take a little bit longer of a shot. Not try to do too many fancy things.
Right. I might have played to hit the side rail on that line, but this is fine.
Laura, hi guys. What time is the final? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's the final. We are only on day 3 of 4 days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Because she was trying kind of a fancy finesse spinning shot there to come down the...
Are we seeing a little bit of perhaps...
nerves?
Yeah, maybe nerves or just morning pool.
That's possible too. And it's 11 though. That's still pretty late.
It is, but it's still first match of the day and kind of getting your mindset into the game and so on and so forth.
It's hard to say. There's a lot of ways to miss. So this is kind of...
Yeah, they're making it a little hard on themselves. And I'm kind of wondering if it's not just the fact it's the first match, first couple of games, and you're still kind of trying to get into the feel of the game, the pace, the feel of the table.
It's possible. But now what does she do here? I think one play is to just go ahead and make the 8 and just take the long shot on the 9, like where she's lining up there.
Yeah, nice little smooth stroke. Chop it in bottom left on the cue ball, float over to the left side.
To try and get back down for the 9, both patterns look to me like she'd have to play to the short side.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
alternatively,
you
go forward with right-hand spin and carry it around like this. Look outside pocket. Catches the horn. Does she get away with it, or is it going to sit up? It sits up and dresses.
Or did it? It's a little awkward, actually.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Because the line of the cue ball looks like if she cuts it in the side, it's going towards the 9, isn't it? If she plays it in the corner, she's going to have to deal with the long shot herself.
Can she get by that side pocket?
I think just
she's lining up for it.
Just barely. There you go.
Yeah, really well done.
Now a thin cut on the 9 to level the match at 1. And both players have had quite a few chances in this game, so being able to get it will settle Janet's nerves. Just can't quite reach it. Is she going for a little extension, maybe?
Yep. And once again, guys, if you are just tuning in, help us out. Hit that share button. Both these ladies certainly deserve all the attention that we can give them. If you are in and around the Calgary area, I'm going to challenge you. Come on down. It's the first weekend of 2020. Kick it off the right way. Janet with the 9. Tie it up.
She got it.
Into the heart. And also don't forget, guys, we do have the Viewer Advantage shopping spree going on this weekend. 700 Canadian, any way you want to spend it. You can choose from one or all of our sponsors: Jacoby Custom Cues, Thumper Jump Cues, Jam Up Apparel, JB Cases, or Brutal Game Gear. $20 per ticket gets you in to win. If you are in Canada, qsportslive@gmail.com. If you're outside of Canada and you want in it to win it, send a message to the Q Sports Live page. I will get back to you with exactly how you can get in to win. We will do that draw live at the conclusion of this event on the live stream for you. Can you tell it's morning, Brian?
You're dogging it up here.
I'm dogging it out here.
Right?
I don't even need to be on that side of the camera to dog it. That's how skilled I am. That is a nice break. 4 needs to get out of the way.
And she's made 2 balls in the break, so therefore the 3-point rule that we're playing, which we can explain in a second, is not going to come into effect. So basically, the rule for 3 points is on the break, you have to make 3 balls past the head string, but that's offset by any balls you might make. So if you make 1 ball, then 2 balls have to cross the head string. If you make 3 balls, then nothing has to. And if you make 2 balls, then 1 ball has to walk up there.
And I like the rule. It
Well, it promotes a harder break.
Yeah, it sure does. It eliminates the whole soft breaking issue, I'll call it.
Well, what's wrong with soft breaking?
That depends what your name is.
I know.
So really not a lot of problems here, Brian.
No, and I'll tell you a story.
4 of the 5 right here is probably your game-winning shot.
I'll tell you a story about the soft break. So I was at one of the first tournaments where the soft break started.
Okay.
Which was the U.S. Open. It was in 2000. And actually, it might have been in 2001. But Corey Deuel was the innovator of the soft break, of course.
Of course he was. He's only the most studying player of the break.
And he was playing a very tight, close match at the end of near the end of the tournament with the man known for the hardest break, which was Earl Strickland. And it was a very intense match. And Corey was using the soft break really, really effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And Earl was complaining to anybody that would listen about this soft break. And he was talking about how this is an outrage and like this is, Poole will never recover from this, and over and over and over again. The match was very close. It was like 7-7 and race to 11, something like that. And next thing you know, they rack up the table and Earl comes with the soft break. He ran like 3 racks. So, his disgust with it lasted just long enough to where he needed it for himself.
That's right, yeah.
But he ended up losing the match. So.
Interesting little story.
So we all hate the thing we hate until we don't hate it anymore.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Emily got herself just a hair out of line there, and she's recovered there with a nice shot with the bridge.
Yeah,
but she's
really
still
nice.
A little tricky on the 7 to get back on the 8.
I think she can play this with a little bit of bottom left hand on that cue ball. Or she can go forward, try to go 3 and avoid. I kind of like the bottom with left, go down to the bottom rail and back out.
Or another option is top and go around the 8. That's the
You bring it into play. You bring in the 9 and the 8 there.
Well, I agree, but that's the advanced shot. A lot of patterns here lead to trouble. Shooting the 8 in the upper pocket, not near where she's standing, might be a good option. But can she
get to it?
Is she too thin to get to that?
At
this angle.
Let's see if we can see what angle she's working with. She might be too steep. Yeah, back out.
All right, this is
Perfect.
pretty good, but she's lost the cue ball a little bit.
Long and on the beach.
So she picked a good pattern.
A little bit over hit.
Or under hit. If she'd hit it a touch harder, she would be looking good.
Yeah.
Let's see if she can come with the long, straight shot from the rail. Well, she certainly did. And she's going to have to do it again.
Nice shot.
Takes a deep breath.
And Kevin commenting on YouTube, my man, first only last warning for you. If you can't comment positively, please find somewhere else to watch.
Looks good. Oh, she just overcut it. I thought she had it.
But she left it good.
She left it tough. It's hard for us to say if Janet has a thin snick to make it. I don't think so, actually.
And Jesse, first, last, and only warning for you as well. There's always got to be a few guys in the group. Always
those
needing.
YouTube comments are volatile.
Oh, yeah, they're keyboard warriors that are seeking
Watch out the
attention.
cue ball.
Look out, indeed.
She's all right. Well, it's not exactly safe, but it's a lot. She got a lot of mileage out of this safety. I think I'm going to shoot at it if I'm Emily.
Yeah, I think
just
so too.
favor hitting it thin.
Mm-hmm. Miss on the pro side.
As they call it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So the score's 1-1. This is to maintain the league and also maintain serve, so to speak, since it's alternate break, and this was her break this game.
All right, report. And for anybody that is in YouTube, if you just go ahead and highlight Kevin Pooh, which should give you a pretty good indication of what he's all about. Just hit the block. His comments, you won't see them, and he can sit there and comment to himself.
Okay, Emily missed the 9. She missed it on the thin side, but she hit it a little too hard, about 1.5 feet too hard with the cue ball. So here's a long straight one for Janet Atwell to take a 2-1 lead.
From distance.
Oh. Well, she won't be happy with that one. She left a similar shot for Emily Duddy.
She did. Almost a mirror image.
Another miss.
And almost an identical miss.
Very similar.
Yeah.
She left it here in the middle pocket now. So she's sort of made a motion with her arm. Maybe she's finding the morning match a little tough as well. She sure made a lot of good shots in this rack.
She did. And it's always those longer ones that, tend to favor being made later on in the day when your arms are warmed up and you're kind of more in stroke than in the morning. At least that's my experience.
Well, whatever the reason, it's going to be 2-1 for Janet Atwell. And Emily must not be happy with the fact that she didn't win that game. She had 4 chances.
Mm-hmm. And we'll give a shout out to one of the sponsors of the Ashton Twins Classic, as well as a sponsor of Q Sports Live. It is Jam Up Apparel. They are giving a discount this weekend only, 20% off polos and competition wear this weekend only. When you go there, if you use discount code ATC20, ATC20, you'll get 20% off all your polos and competition wear. You'll find them at www.jamupapparel.com.
So here's Atwell back at the table trying to break to extend the lead.
Yeah, Patrick, I tried to block him out the other day. He has been reported, so it'll be a matter of time. Those guys really don't last very long.
Okay, that was an illegal break. She made 1 ball in the break, but only the 7 past the head string. So that brings Emily Duddy back to the table. And now she's got a good shot at the 1. But does she have a way to get to the 2?
Mm-hmm. Does Jam Up have a storefront? Nope. They are online only.
Just played the safety.
Oh, beautiful shot. Really nice. Would have liked to have married her to the backside of the 6, but all in all, not a bad shot. Janet will have that right-hand side rail. Might have to put a little bit of right-hand spin on that cue ball.
She's going to play to make the 1 off the second cushion.
Yeah, 2 rails.
And then she'll get position on the 2 if she makes it. It's a little touch of right English here. Trying to make sure you get to the end rail. She
Oh,
hit
she
the one
hit.
straight
Oh
on.
my gosh, how does that one not fall?
I'm not sure because she hit it
Wow,
very
she
close to
hit
the
that
pocket.
perfect. So I thought anyway. John, they are the diamond 9-foot tables, 4 1/4 inch pockets. They are tight. Simonis cloth, and all of those are sponsors of not only the Ashton Twins Classic, but the WPBA as well. Aramith balls, Simonis cloth, and diamond tables. Well, hello, Bobby, tuning in from Texas. Croatia in the house. Welcome to it, Tony. Yes, and I'll say it again for everybody tuning in on YouTube. For anybody that you don't want to see their comments, just highlight their name. You can report them as well. I already have. And you can then block their comments so that you don't see them. And I will find a way. I know I've said it before, but Mr. Kevy on YouTube has reminded me that I've got to find a way that I can permanently block those on YouTube. Great shot.
She's be happy with that result.
Indeed, she will.
Because she's unhappy with the fact that she snookered herself.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as she got the safety, if you're Janet Atwell, you're still happy because you're at the table when perhaps you shouldn't have been. Swan Lake, Manitoba tuning in.
Ladies, just to let you know, we're working on that. For those of you who were here yesterday, it's an HVAC alarm, so they're getting the maintenance involved. And if you need to take a break on it's driving you nuts, it's okay. You won't be penalized over time with that. Or you can continue playing.
Nice kick. Is she going to get behind the 9? Or is it going to leak? We might see Emily go airtime here.
Not sure. She might have the 3.
Yeah. Yeah, Jarrett. The more the merrier.
So if she shoots with a level cue, then she probably has a clear shot at the 3 and just roll it in and shoot the 4 in the opposite corner.
Just a little bit outside. Leaves it good, though. Because even here, the safety's not so easy from here. Does it go past that 8? Down to the bottom left?
I kind of don't think so.
I think that 8's just a touch in the way, just by a hair. Thanks for the excellent commentary, guys. Hey, you're welcome, John. We appreciate you tuning in. And, of course, if you are just tuning in, guys, help us out. Hit that share button.
Or she tried to finesse safety.
She did.
But she's left her... Well, she left her a shot to the upper left, which I think she'll probably take on, but it's hard to hold for the 4. She may be able to just
Can she
hit it with
see
slow
it?
draw. She definitely can see it.
No, I mean, well, she can see the hit, but can she see the make?
To the upper left.
Oh, the back cut.
Not only she has it to the right.
Back cut might bring in that side pocket.
And she would draw away from the side, I think, but can she hit it soft enough to hold for the 4?
That's a finesse-y type of shot.
Okay, what I think she was trying was to shoot the 3 and have it go into the 4 and then get a snooker that way using the 6-8. She missed the 4 with the 3, and therefore she's left a shot for Emily. But again, it's tricky to get on that 4 ball. It's in an awkward spot for this.
Yes, James, this is the first streamed match of the day.
So Duddy tried to go around the table to get there and hit the 3 a little too thickly. So now this lies well to get on the 4.
Well, and I think that's part of the part of the problem that we have been seeing is, you know, they've left it but not left it.
Well, the thing is when when the pockets are that little bit tighter, like you said earlier, the 4 1/4. That makes trying to do exotic shots much more difficult.
Hey, you're welcome, Deborah. Thank you very much for tuning in again.
No, I'd say both players have a case of the mornings.
I think so. Good morning, Brad White. How are you?
Brad White? That guy?
Bradley White, you got it. Say hello to Mr. Brian Butler. Mr. White? Yeah, a little bit of morning jitters, I think.
Do we still talk to Brad since he moved to Winnipeg?
We do. Mr. Colton, how are you, sir? You should be, by now, the recent recipient of the T3 jump break cue. I hear you, Tony. Morning pool's not been my favorite. If you wanted my opinion on it, morning pool should be outlawed.
Unless it's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Unless it's 3 o'clock, yes.
Yeah.
If we start at 6 and go till 3 a.m., I'm good.
You know, most of us are night owls when it comes to this game.
Yes. But playing an
But when-
11 a.m. or even before that, 9 a.m. matches, that stuff that should be outlawed.
But when you are a professional, you have to deal with whatever
Yeah.
they throw at you.
You bet.
So I don't think either player will be thinking about that as an excuse or anything like that. We're just
No.
trying to say that they're not at their best right now.
Hello from Spruce Grove, says Lawrence Little to you, Mr. Butler.
Jensen, Renita Brandner, table 20. Francis Jensen, Renita Brandner, table 20.
No? Did she have a bank, maybe? On the 4, Jen hit that safety just a little bit too hard.
Trish Newby here from Red Deer,
Went for the bank.
Alberta, 9-ball league player. Really enjoying your commentary and learning your rules. Where would I be able to find and print the rules for the play in this tournament? You'll be able to find those on the WPBA website. That's Women's Professional Billiards Association. Or on their Facebook page. Louisiana in the house. Welcome to it, Jeff. And nice little touch draw with some left-hand spin on that shot.
Those are 2 good shots, but she's a little straight on the 7.
She is.
Now does she
But can she just stop
there?
it?
Well, the 8 is
Get
no,
out of my head.
the 8's no bargain if she stops it.
Well, I don't think it's too bad if we take a look at the other.
You're saying she'd rather have the cue ball where it is now for shooting the 8 as
Well,
opposed
she could
to
even roll up there another 5 or 6 inches. Shorten off that angle on the 8 ball.
see what she does here. She was even having to go slightly away from the 8 too, so this is
This is not bad, though. She can come around there 3 rails for the 9 to the bottom
I just
left.
wonder if the bank is the way to play this.
Hey, you're welcome, Darren, on YouTube. Oh, into the heart. Look
Oh.
out, cue ball. No way. Explain how that happens, Brian.
Well, that's how cleanly she hit it.
Wow. Ball in hand for Emily Duddy on the 9 ball will most assuredly square this match up. Indeed it does. Tie ball game.
Well, both players have had a lot of chances, and both of them have let some go. So I guess 2-2 is a fair score.
I think so. And you'll start to see they'll start to settle in and acclimate again to getting the job done here as the match goes farther and farther in. And we'll give a shout out to one of the sponsors here of the Ashton Twins Classic 2020, Bubble Mania Cafe. Do you drink bubble tea, Brian?
This is the first time I ever heard of it, so no.
You don't know bubble teas? Okay.
I'm learning, though.
Phenomenal.
We talked about it last night.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This is like dessert through a straw.
Right.
Phenomenal stuff. They are here in Calgary, 16th Ave. And if you walk in, say you are a Q Sports Live viewer or mention the Ashton Twins Classic, you get 10% off of your order. And if you are in and around the Calgary area, I would most highly recommend Bubble Mania.
Watch that cue ball.
Yeah, lost the cue ball a little. Did it straight draw back there or get kicked?
Pretty much straight in.
So let's see if Janet can have a short-term memory with that last shot.
Well, she'll
She's
definitely
got-
forget about it if she gets this rack.
Yeah,
If she gets the run out here. The 2 is pretty well placed by the side pocket, but that 3, to get on the 3 from the 2 is a little bit tricky.
It is.
Now, she's looking at trying to get the cue ball down roughly kind of where her hand is right now, her bridge hand. That would lead to good pattern for getting on the 3. But this is also a good way to do it, is to shoot the 2 in the corner.
I think she left herself more angle than what
She-
she wanted.
Would have liked a little bit more bounce, but I think she's still okay.
Yeah. Does it bring in the 5 ball?
Well, she can draw away from the 5, I believe, but she's kind of elevated because of the rail. Needs to stay down on this one. She's been jumping up a little bit. Oh, she jumped
She's
up
got
on
it.
that one too.
She's
She
got
might
it.
have lucked it in here.
She's got it. And you know, a little bit of a balance of equations there. She scratched on her last bank shot.
That's right.
Karma giving it back.
She's got to come with this shot now. Bring the cue ball back about 3 feet. Ugh. Well, an unforeseen miscue.
Well, and I think with both of these ladies, maybe a little bit of morning jitters and so on and so forth. And I think if once we get through this rack, you may see one of these ladies take their break.
Well, you called that perfectly yesterday.
Just to kind of reset the mind and, uh-oh, Emily's not going to get there with
No,
3.
it just got there.
That was about as perfect as you could hit.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
great
nice
kick.
shot. Yep. Nice
Nicely done.
control.
She's got a little tricky shot here from the 4 to the 5. I think she might want to play it with a little bit of high left.
Yeah,
and go
shoot the
between
gap,
7 and
right?
the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot the gap.
Well done. But she did not play enough English. She ran into the 8. But she has a
Well.
very makeable bank.
It is. Well, and she's been hitting these banks. It's Saturday, but the banks are open for the likes of Janet Atwell. And let's see another one. Why not?
Well, the problem with this one is that the position is not as accessible. But she's going to have to just bunt it, basically.
Yeah, pocket weight.
Swish.
Indeed. Giving out the bank lessons. Pretty much a stun shot. Good stand-up. I think she rushed getting into that 8-ball. Realized it and stood back up again.
Well, she thought about the miscue from before.
Yes.
She had to play that a little bit of
yeah,
draw.
get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
And Janet Atwell bringing it in the last 4 shots of this rack to take the lead.
All right. So now she is taking, once again, the 3-2 lead. Looks like neither player is going to take a break. Or is she? No,
Nope.
She's going to keep shooting. So
Yeah.
Grant is now
I am now off my, well,
off
it's
your
morning.
break calling.
It's my morning
Right.
commentary.
Still struggling because of the morning.
I'm recovering a little bit. Is Allison Fisher still playing? Of course, the Duchess of Doom is still here. She is on the A side still. Her next match will be
Probably at 1:15.
1:15. Yeah.
And our stream match, I believe, at 1:15 is another interesting one with Monica Webb and
The 9mm.
Jennifer Beretta.
That'll be a gooder. Not that this one isn't. But that'll be the first stream for Q Sports Live to have Miss Jennifer Beretta on Q Sports Live.
What about Monica Webb?
Monica Webb, we've had
okay.
Monica on before.
Just keeping the players and fans updated here. They are working on it. They are here. They're not sure if they can pinpoint it. Something to do with HVAC. We're trying our best here, so sit tight.
Yeah, there's some kind of alarm going off in the background. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream in the microphones, but Grant and I don't have to hear it so much because we're wearing headphones, but the players, I think, and the fans and the audience are not loving it.
Joanna's actually playing right now. She's playing another Calgary player, Miss Toni Sakamoto. And the only number I can see over there is 3.
Looks like it's 3-1, Grant.
Could it be 4?
It could be. But with they've got the lighting on the red today, and I can't see very well in that.
Well, especially when the numbers are
Distance.
red
Yeah.
on the other scorecard. Kind of drowns it out.
Last night I think they had it on the blue, and it was easier to see.
A little bit easier, yeah.
So it's hard to see any of the score lines. I can tell you that April Larson is 4-2 up on Kim Newson. I can tell you that Christina Tkach. Well, I
She's
can't
sitting at
actually
5.
see the score. Oh yeah, it's 5 to something.
5 something, yeah.
I can see the Dawn Hopkins match is 2-1 in favor of Dawn. And that's all we can really see.
Mm-hmm. Farah, you can hear that high-pitched sound? Because I can't. Although, you know, like Brian said, we don't get to hear it because these headsets that we have, they're pretty good.
Take it off.
They take a lot of the ambient noise away. Leslie, I wish Allison Fisher still played like she did in the 90s. Well, I can tell you. She still plays pretty jam up, pretty sporty.
Yeah, she doesn't play much under what she played at her heyday. She's
No.
ranked number 1.
Yes, she is.
Can't do much better than that.
Number 1 WPBA ranked player. And she is also the most highly decorated female pool player on the planet.
Well, Emily Duddy has worked her way through this rack after Janet missed the 3. She's done a pretty good job.
She
but
has.
She's just got a little bit out of line on the 7 here. She didn't want to be straight. She wanted to shoot the 7 and the 8 in the same pocket. And
I
now
think
she's
she'll
gonna
be okay if she
forced.
just stuns. Maybe a little bit of right-hand spin on that cue ball and hit and stick.
Yeah, and now she can go one natural rail, I believe, for the 9.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what she wanted. So it took her little bit of extra time there to plan out how to recover. It wasn't a big problem by any
Yeah.
means.
Do y'all know what cues Emily and Janet use? In fact, we do. Janet Atwell is a peach hour with a rogue shaft, and Emily Duddy is playing with a Predator P2. I'll give you a little fun fact about Emily Duddy.
Oh, wow.
She loves to play blackjack. She likes dry martinis. And she is, by her own admission, an awesome parallel parker.
It's good. I'll tell you, she's probably going to want to go for one of those dry martinis after what she just did on the 8 there.
I didn't see.
She was planning to go around the 9, and she got a little too much into it and ended up going right in the drink.
Oh,
So
no.
now she is taking her break.
Yep. Which is highly recommended. So why don't we, I'll give you a little commercial from one of our sponsors here from Jacoby Custom Cues. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. So during the break here, I'll actually talk a little bit to our guest commentator, Mr. Brian Butler. How are things up at Top Shots?
They are well.
So give everybody the rundown of what you got going on in the room at Top Shots. How many tables? What sizes? I know for a fact that on top of billiards, you also have ping pong.
Okay, so we have billiards, we have ping pong, we have virtual golf, we have darts, we have video games. We have 15,000 square feet of great stuff. 18 9-foot tables, championship 9-foot tables. We have 9 3.5 by 7 bar size tables. We have 4 full size 6 by 12 snooker tables, and we have 6 championship ping pong tables, as well as a state-of-the-art TrackMan 4 golf simulator, 59 courses, and just literally state-of-the-art golf analysis. And it's all surrounded by a great bar and restaurant.
Yes, it is.
We have, we're perfect for booking large events with parties and group functions in the Edmonton area. We can handle up to 400.
And where can they find your info? Are you what's your social media pages?
Everything about Top Shots you can find on our website at topshots.ca.
And I can tell you guys, I've been to Top Shots on a couple of occasions. And the way that you have the room laid out, Brian, and you can tell you're a pool player because the way that the room is laid out is probably one of the nicest layouts for a pool hall that I've seen. Raised bar sitting in that level is over top of where the playing area is for all of the tables. So really, really nicely done on the layout.
Yeah, and we have it on 3 sides, so you can watch on all 3 corners. And, you can sit and watch snooker, you can watch pool. We have, a really nice sports bar environment, so you can sit there and watch hockey or football or whatever.
Yeah.
And, we have upcoming tournaments. The one that I'm just about to announce is our Wild Rose event, which everybody should be looking forward to. It'll be the last week of this month. So just watch the social media pages for the poster. It'll be out right away.
Very nice. Looks like Emily Duddy is making her way back.
And where are you guys next?
We're here back in Calgary.
Okay.
I believe mid-month we are here at the Hidden Spot.
Okay.
That is for Mark Map Attack in the 580 and under event. And then I know we have something at the end of January, but at this point in time, can't quite remember what that was or is. And I know somebody in the comments said for me to pan the room. I will definitely do that maybe on the next rack.
For the next break, maybe.
Next break, yeah.
Yeah. So Emily Duddy is back, but I don't see Janet Atwell.
No, here she comes. Walking
Okay,
through the
she's
room.
coming back as well. So we'll be back to the action in just a couple seconds.
Love hockey too, of course. We won't say which teams we root for, but that might cause a commentator's fight up here on the
No,
stage.
because I wrote for them both. I like both Edmonton and Calgary, so
Really?
yeah, I do.
All right, Brian, we can still be friends.
Right. Well, that's what I tell people when I'm in Calgary. So
Oh, I see. That's a smart way to avoid that conflict. Of course, the
another scratch. That's what happened her last break 2 games ago.
Wow.
And she just kind of made a right motion, like, well done.
Wow.
And this is a fairly workable out for Janet Outwell.
It certainly is.
She's just kind of plot where she wants to go with the ball in hand.
Yeah, Caroline Peo is who Allison Fisher is going to be playing. That match will be going on at 1:15 on table number 2. And if you are looking for the draw sheets or brackets for the pro event, they are on CompuSport. For the open event that runs alongside this, you can find that bracket on Challenge.
She's taken a lot of time to plot this out, but I really think that just shooting this one in the corner and falling forward and shooting the 2 in the opposite corner has got to be the right pattern.
I would think so. I mean,
Because then it's virtually a shoot and stop proposition to get on the 3, and I think I'd favor shooting the 3 in the corner. On this
well, and
layup.
if you don't like that little touch, you can always put a little bit of angle on that one, float to the left side, and shoot the 2 into the same pocket, and you're
Well,
right there.
You could, but I think so. The key here is getting from the 3 to the 4. That's really the key of the rack.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
kind of
why
want
I
to be
like.
a little bit either straight or to the right of center.
Well, I
on
like
that 3.
shooting the 3 in the corner,
Yeah.
the long corner.
Yeah. And
Right.
you want to be to the right of center on that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So shoot somewhere around almost where the 2 is now. So maybe just roll forward like maybe an inch off the 2.
Right
Right
about where her
there,
cue
she's
is.
pointing.
That's it.
But she has missed some longer range shots, so that'll be a factor. And she went a little too far. Did
Yeah.
she?
No, I think.
Just barely,
Oh,
okay.
she might be straight.
Well, she might have to just come straight back now.
Yeah. And if you can't get there, just a nice draw straight back. I wouldn't go all the way.
Nope.
Oh,
Again, like
a little
I said,
bit of a rattle.
she's struggling with those longer range shots.
yeah. Update on Joanne and Tony. Joanne at 4, I believe. Tony's at 2.
Now, by the way, in her last match, Emily Duddy was down for a lot of it. She was playing
She was.
Ariana Lynch, the young girl from the U.S., and she got through at the end, but it was a struggle. But she kind of showed her.
You can't really ever count out Emily Duddy. And really any of these ladies. They all have heart of champions. No matter what the score is. They're never going to give it up. Does Jeanette Lee still play? Not often. Jeanette Lee is more concentrated on, she's one of the league coordinators for APA. So she more spends her time doing that than she does playing now. She plays every now and again, but certainly not as much as she used to. Sporty little shot there from Janet. Going to have to bring another one.
Well, even cutting the 4, I'm not sure is going to get her far. So she's looking at playing the safety here and using the 5-6 to block. I gotta say, Janet's stroke looks a little tentative to me this morning.
It does, yeah. It's harder to hear Brian. I can fix that.
I'm trying to talk a little quietly because Emily did mention to us at the beginning of the broadcast that she was hearing the commentators in her previous match. So I was trying to talk a little quieter for her.
Yeah, well, we can still talk
We
quiet.
can turn
I
up our
just
levels and
turn
still
up-
talk quietly,
yeah,
so that's
there you
not a
go.
problem.
Hopefully that's a little bit better.
We don't have a sound guy on this broadcast, so we rely on the audience to tell us.
Yes. So nice little two-way shot there. Attempted the 4 into the side. What time is it here?
It's daytime.
Yeah, 5 minutes after 12. Oh, nice hit. That was a tight little hit. Does
What's
she
gonna
get it
happen
off
with
to
the 4?
5?
Nope, it's going to sell out
It is.
straight in.
It is going to sit pretty. All dressed, as they say.
As you say.
As they say. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Well, she's still got a good safety either way she wants to clip to 5. She's not happy with where she ended up there. The table's super fast.
Oh, it's lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little tricky for your control. But I almost think that this safety, like clipping it the other way, is a little easier to execute here.
I would think so, too. Just given that you don't have to use the rest, but I think either way, she's good. Oh, look at this cue ball.
Well, she's left it
Right
as
on the
difficult as
beach.
possible.
Yeah, right on the beach.
Emily's kind of nodding to herself. This is what you get. But she's fortunate to still be at the table because
Yes.
that was a pretty easy layout Janet had and didn't get.
I'm getting asked, do you know the score on table 3? 7-1.
But we don't know for whom. Oh, yeah, it would be for Laura Smith.
David has the casino called someone to turn off that alarm. They're working on it, seeing what they can do. Supposedly it's something to do with the HVAC system. Well, and I'll say this.
Poof.
Oh, does she get it the second time?
No.
No. From what I've heard from the ladies that have played on this particular stream table, not only is the cloth fast, and we saw this a little bit yesterday, Brian, the rails are particularly lively. So to try to acclimate to not only a slick cloth, but the rails are a little bit more lively than the other tables in the room. And Bonnie Arnold's score. Do you know which table she's on?
It's 4-2 for Bonnie, I believe.
Oh, yes. I couldn't see because of the red reflective light.
Exactly.
I don't
that.
get to see her name on that
Yeah.
card.
Yes, it's 4-2
It is
for Bonnie.
4-2. Yeah,
Well, we think that's Bonnie.
yes,
It is, okay.
it is.
Yeah.
Signata, Doreen Cardinal, table 4. Signata, Doreen Cardinal, table 4. Lan Fong, Sheila Dim, table 17. Lan Fong,
Emily
Sheila
at the
Dim,
table.
17.
Smooth stroke the 7 home. Cue ball to the left side of the table. Play the 9 ball into the same pocket. Really not a lot to do here. It should be fairly natural shape to get to the 9. Just put the 7 in the pocket. Perfect. Emily Duddy wanting to keep herself in this match. Take this 9 ball, put it in. Stays within 1. Just like that.
So that makes the score 4-3.
Indeed it does.
Jan Atwell is breaking, though.
And we'll give a shout out to the T3 jump break cue. Bring the thunder with the thumper. Richard is here at the Ashton Twins Classic 2020. So if you are in and around the Calgary area, you can come down and make sure that what I'm saying is gospel. You can give it a test hit, test jump. But if you wanted my opinion, best bang for the dollar and best hitting jump cue and break cue on the market, bar none. Well, thank you, Edward. Much appreciated. Viet, how are you? Allie's score anyone? Allison Fisher is not playing. She doesn't play till 1:15.
Okay, she made a ball, and that was a legal break.
Yes, the one in the 4 crossing the plane of the headstring. In the kitchen, as they say.
She's got a pretty good shot on the 1. I think I
She
might go
does.
1 rail and shoot the 2 in the same pocket. Looks pretty workable.
I think she
With
she
angle to
likes
just
your
get
pattern.
across the table to the 3.
3 to the 4 might be a little bit of a challenge,
Well, she
depending on
lands
where she
pretty
lands.
straight here.
Yeah.
That's probably ideal.
Yeah, just a nice drawback.
She's missed this.
Oops. But she missed good.
She's missing a lot of balls this morning. Still have the lead. She's left a bank. And the bank carries with it natural position, I think, Grant, just around the 4 ball.
Yeah, 3 rail.
Well, 2 or 3, you know. And, well, you got to figure she is favored to make this and get out from here.
Well, the banks have been open for Janet. Let's see if they're open for Ms. Duddy. I would say
That qualifies.
that works.
She didn't get quite where she wanted with the cue ball, though.
She didn't. So how do you play this? Are you drawing out? I think you have to.
I think
I don't want
you
to.
can-
I don't think you want to
right.
try and risk going forward.
But what you like to do is go between the 6 and the side pocket
Yes.
and just bounce across off the second rail, kind of out to the middle of the table. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to risk going forward. That
She might
brings
be able
in.
to. She might be able to pull it. Oh,
Oh,
see,
well,
okay,
she did
tried
exactly.
my shot,
Yeah,
but
she did exactly that.
she hit the 3 a little too thin and missed it.
Yeah. Looks like the score on table 1 is 8-1.
Christina won.
Oh, Christina won. There you go.
Oh, Christina to
Chris-
catch 1-8-1.
yeah. 8-1. And for those interested in the match on table 4 between Joanne and Tony, it looks to be 4-2 still. So they must be having a little bit of a safety battle. And that would be 4-2 Joanne leading.
Big shot here for Atwell. Lot of left English. Lots of left English here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's pretty good. She didn't get as much English on it as I wanted her to,
Mm-hmm.
but she's got enough angle to go back and forth across for the 7, I believe.
And Leslie, yes, just on the scoreboard there it says brackets are on CompuSport. Now that's for the Pro Ladies event. If you're looking for the amateur event that runs alongside this, that is on Challenge.
Oh, she played it just to go one rail and hold for the 7. But now that brings
do you
up
like the one rail hold here? I kind of
no
like
there. I'm saying on the 6, that's what she
Oh, I
did
see.
here. I think you have to go 2 cushions
Yeah.
for the 8. Yeah,
over and back, right?
yeah.
Just not over hit to bring the 9 into
But
play.
she missed this shot in a previous rack.
She
so
did.
Mike Robinson, table 6.
Oh,
didn't
she
miss
hit that.
this. How's the
She
bounce?
hit that perfect.
Okay, she's lying well.
Absolutely perfect. Nice little touch draw. Very well done. Janet Atwell with the deposit of the 9 will regain her 2-game lead.
Christina Tkach has defeated Gail Eaton. Round of applause for Gail Eaton as she makes her way out of the forum here. She cashed in her tournament, and her tournament
All right,
is complete.
so now that reestablishes a 2-game lead for Janet Atwell. 5 games to 3. Race to 9.
And we'll give a shout out to, again, a Q Sports Live sponsor as well as a sponsor of the Ashton Twins Classic 2020. Nick's Q Innovations, absolute genius at what he does. This guy fixes stuff that shouldn't be fixable. And you can also get a hold of Nick on Facebook. He does have people sending him their work pretty much from all over Canada. Very, very fair pricing. And Emily Duddy up to break. I think confidence-wise, if she could string a rack and put it together.
Well, step 1, make a ball. She did that.
Well, she did that, and she didn't
Step
scratch.
2, don't scratch. She
Yes.
scratched in 2 successive breaks, so she's quite pleased that that pattern stopped.
Yes. And not a bad little layout.
The 2 to the 3 is really the biggest problem here.
Yes.
But if she lands, and the 6 is kind of where she would like to be to shoot the 2,
Mm-hmm.
so that is the problem. She needs to get on the 2 with the right angle to get on the 3 without snookering herself with the 6. From there, if she's able to do that, the rack should play fairly, not routine, because it's still got to play a good shot to get on the 3 properly.
And that 7 is
7 is
not favored.
correct, also a blocker. So let's see how she handles it. She may still have the 2.
I think she's got the 2, but
I think she was trying to come a little bit farther back and be straighter on the
mhm.
2.
And we've seen that so many times out of this table,
Yeah.
where if the shot and the ball is sitting deep inside that pocket, it's doing one of 2 things: coming off really live, or completely dying.
Well, a similar shot that she missed in the last game, actually.
Like, this is no give me though. I mean, she does have the back cut 3 into the right hand side pocket,
Oh,
but
the 2
she's a
is
little.
next. Right? So the
Oh, sorry.
yeah, and that she's lying pretty good for that.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I I didn't even see the 2.
Well, it's
I was looking at the 3, going, wait, that's not very easy. She got the 8 there.
Grant only gets this, he can't see because the monitor blocks him. Okay, that's a good shot.
That's
Now,
well
finally,
struck.
she hit a nice stroke on the draw shot there. She stayed down. Her confidence is growing a little bit. She's got the 2-game lead.
Yeah, it kind of gives you that ability to kind of take that deep breath.
I like
with a
having the
2-game
lead. I know
yeah.
that much.
Yeah, and make no mistake, guys. Both of these players are phenomenal players. And I know that there's been, a few out of character type of shots that they've both made. But it certainly doesn't take away from the skill and what they have the capability of doing. Might be morning nerves, could be a little bit of rust waking up, first morning match, playing on the stream table, live audience. All of those types of things do have an effect on players. I know they're pros, but they're still human. They still get the jitters, the butterflies, all those types of things. If you don't, you're ice cold and dead.
That's right. Atwell at least is starting to get a little bit more rhythm here. She actually wasn't thrilled with how she hit the 5 there, but she still got a shot on the 6.
And fairly easy recovery.
Let's see.
Really
Watch out.
nothing
She
to
doesn't want
do.
to hit the 7.
She doesn't.
Just gets by it, and she doesn't want to be straight.
Well,
And
she's
she
got a
might be
little bit of angle. Not a
don't think
huge
she
amount.
has much.
She's got some to play with.
Now, this is similar to something we saw in an earlier rack.
Do you go forward off the top rail,
Well,
utilizing that angle?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think she's going to have to come back and play like she did before to either shoot the 8 in the side or play the bank.
See, my tendency would be to take this forward and utilize that just that little bit of angle and just come down.
I don't hate that if that angle's there. That might be what she's doing. Just trying to play just softly. There we go.
That's it. Yeah, a little bit of touch of outside.
Yeah, so she had enough angle to do that. So 2 more balls, and she's going to get a 3-game lead. That'll be the biggest lead she's had. High English, just a touch of right. She didn't play the right, which is why she is a little under the 9. So this is a tricky cut on the 9, but still, this is for a 6-3 lead.
I think she's got this. Looks like she's kind of come into her own.
And she
Getting
did.
getting back to her normal rhythm and routine.
And that makes the score 6-3 for Janet Atwell. And that's from
And
another
she's
miss
breaking
by
off,
Emily.
I believe, in rack 10.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying that's another miss from Emily.
It is. Yeah.
So she had her chances.
She did. We'll give a shout out to one of the Q Sports Live sponsors as well, the Mike Burton home team. You may have seen them on the Q Sports live stream before. Very accomplished pool players, Mike Abu and Mike Burton. If you are in the market, buying, selling, or in need of a mortgage, make sure you give them a call. They are the best in the business when it comes to real estate in Calgary. No, Jose, she's not out of her element. Not at all.
What was the question?
Speaking of Emily Duddy, he says she's out of her element.
Well, I don't know about that. I think she's right in her element.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you guys, this is the thing. People are human, all right? And whether you're a pro or not, you never know. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe she got a phone call. You just never know. So, you know, we can think that they're, you know, perfect and they never miss and so on and so forth. That's just not true. They're human the same as everybody else. And I would expect that comments on this stream be kept to a positive. I want positive nature comments. If you can't do that, you're welcome to go watch a stream somewhere else. I'd have zero interest in gambling any of these players. Yep, me either. Big shout out to the Ashton twins. Love you guys, says Gene. And I'll tell you, and it's not only the Ashton twins, not just Bev and Joanne. There's a third party in there by the name of Autumn Birdsong, who was an integral part of this event going off the way that it has. Room is set up amazingly well. Calgary, come down, show some support. Lots of empty seats. It's the weekend, guys. Get in your car, get down here, show some support, and watch these ladies play. They absolutely deserve it.
Well, another one of those sort of decelerating strokes by Janet, but she still made the 2. And actually, even though she's a little out of line, she's got a pretty good lie. The 4 is the next ball, which is by the 7,
Yeah.
the pink 4. So she's basically just got to make the 3, and she should have the 4 in the same pocket. Watch the side pocket. Oh, man, she's lucky not to scratch there.
Jill, did I offend? No, not at all.
Grant just loves everybody. He wants everybody to be positive.
I do. It's not a lot to ask, is it?
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to come and...
Oh, the miss. She missed that ball.
She did. If you're going to come and join in on a free stream, just keep comments positive. I don't think that's a big ask.
Okay, well, she didn't leave Emily a shot, but she left her just a hanger safety here to just shoot and stop. There we go.
Thank you, Natalie Chabot. Thank you for having my back. I much appreciate it.
Well, Emily was fortunate to not be 7-3 down. Now she has Janet in trouble.
She does. And this is what you're going to see with these ladies. And it doesn't matter what match we show on TV. There's not one of them that have give up, ever. These are pro ladies, and they'll fight to the last ball.
That's a good
Oh,
kick.
look at this.
Oh, man.
Oh.
She made the ball and scratched. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's just no justice. She deserved better. She got a great hit.
Now, Emily needs to clear these balls if she wants to stay in this match.
Yeah.
She's kind of
Kinda
made some
needs-
mistakes. She's gotten away with it. Well, she hasn't gotten away with them lately.
5 left corner, 7 right side, 8 top left, 9 ball shape to whatever bottom corner you like.
Correct, but she had layouts as easy as this earlier and didn't get them. So
She kind of got a little funny on the 7 too. She
honest
just
with you,
overhit
the
that.
table's so fast.
It is. It's
you know,
playing like
it's
greased lightning.
Unnerved her a little bit, I think, the fact that it is so fast. Some people think it's harder to play on a slow table where you have to have lots of stroke. I 100% disagree with that.
Yeah.
The fast tables are by far the harder to play on under pressure. She might be shooting it in the corner, and she's missed it.
Yeah. So I'll give you an update on the...
She's definitely struggling. She had ball in hand, and she ran out of line on the first
shot. Yeah.
So she's
little,
really
little struggle this morning.
disgusted with herself, I think. But she's not out of it.
No, she's never out. So I'll give you an update on the Calgary match going on right now between Tony Sakamoto, Joanne Ashton. Joanne leading 6-2 on table number 4. I can't see the score between, I think it's Kyoko Son and Veronique Menard.
Kyoko Sone.
Sone, yes.
No, I can't see that at all. They're
can't
blocked.
see the scorecard.
But Veronique had a really good match last night against Elise Bonanger, and I think she won something like 9-1 or something. So she was playing pretty well. Kyoko, of course, is a great player from Japan. Owns a pool room there.
A protege of Mr. Paul Pache. Janet Atwell missing that 9 ball, giving a chance back to Emily Duddy. And now if you're Emily Duddy, no matter what this leave is,
You got to shoot.
you're just happy to be at the
Oh,
table.
no question. And I think
Right.
she's got to shoot at it. I think she's going to
yeah.
have to go for the upper left pocket with the bank.
100% agree. She was just
No, actually,
waiting.
either pocket is fine for the bank, but probably the upper left.
Yeah. Naturally, I would say top left for sure. Just based on natural angle, but we've been proven wrong before.
Oh, she hit it so hard.
She did. Does she get the... Nope.
She's going to get punished. It's going to
Well,
dress
it
up.
might just
Well,
be tricky.
it did. She did not get punished. She left it in almost the worst possible spot for Janet. Almost.
Well, you're going to have to bring a good stroke here.
That's what she
She's
did.
going forward?
There's no way.
No way. That can't happen. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Look at
man,
how
she
well
made that
she
shot.
hit that.
Amazing.
There's no way there's no way I take that shot. Not to the corner. If I'm going to take that shot to the corner, I'm going to draw the heck out of that ball.
Well, I don't think you could do it with draw. I think the only way it would work was hitting it the way she did.
Wow.
Because she even hit it a little thick.
She did.
Yeah.
And she caught the horn.
She almost kind of like tumbled it in off the long rail. Amazing turn of events there. Emily just gave a shake of her head like,
Yeah, what's going on?
what are you thinking, girl? That's what she's saying to herself. And I wasn't a fan of how hard she hit the 9 on the bank.
No.
Sometimes when you're struggling, you feel like one good shot will bring you out of it. You know, one fired in bank
That's
or
right.
whatever it is. So
Yeah. And I think that's what she was trying to do.
it may be.
Yeah.
She's definitely a very like,
Here we go. But does
no, she doesn't have a shot. But I was
She
going to say
doesn't.
she's definitely a very aggressive personality, I would
she
say.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
She wants to be shooting and running out. She's going to roll out here. Leave her more or less. Well,
Kind of the same shot that that Janet just made.
well, this one she can clip in the side.
Mm-hmm. Little bit of a back cut to go to the side. She might take. Yeah.
No,
Then
she's
how do
gonna-
you shape the 3?
I think you just hit it and go 2 rails and hope to land perfect.
Go up and back.
She played the safety.
Tried to roll up on the 8. Did she get
might have got her.
there? She did. Well executed. And it seems, you know, and not to make excuses for Emily, I know she's not going to want me to do that. But it seems like the rubs, the rolls early in the match did not go her way. Now, I'm not discounting some of the mistakes she's made. But when you're fighting your own mistakes plus not getting the love from the table, just compounds the issues and the problems. And I'm hoping she can kind of get all of that out, get it out of your mind, and get back to the normal Emily Duddy
Well,
that she is.
she better do it soon because if she loses this rack, she's only got one more rack before she's out of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a pretty routine play from here to get from the 2 to the 3. The 4 is a
3
little
to
bit
the
more
4,
tricky.
yeah. So do you play for shape the 3 to the 4 and 1 rail to the right top side of the table?
Yeah, I
Cut
think
the
so.
5 to the top left, right?
Yeah. But this is the only thing that can go wrong in this rack, really.
Well, and you can see
I would have bumped the second rail to bounce back out. And
you can see with Janet that now her confidence is there. Her stroke isn't as choppy as what it was at the start. She's kind of getting that feeling back.
she's getting a lot of opportunities that she didn't figure to get.
Yes. And the stroke,
Oh,
just as I say it.
Wow.
Well, you know, yeah, and there she's saying that was stroke all day long. So you're elated if you're Emily Duddy.
Well, and yet she doesn't have anything really she can do very productively.
Yeah, and it seems like
She's kind of in a trap here. She may have to just go ahead and shoot at the bank on the 4.
mm-hmm. Do you play the safe, chip the 4,
Well, that's
leave
what
the
she's
4?
doing.
Yeah.
Watch out, scratch. She's okay.
She's good, but it's leaking out.
I'm not sure. She may have just snagged her.
I don't know whether she can see that or not. And that angle doesn't tell us anything either. I think she's got just that outside edge of 4.
I think she might be. No, she overcut it if she did have it. So finally,
Now you're happy to be at Emily
correct.
Duddy.
Finally a good shot. She hit a good safety. Another miss.
I didn't see what happened.
Emily missed. She played to hit it slow with spin, and it just didn't catch her. It threw off on her a little bit. And Janet needs these balls to get on the hill.
Barbara, I'm getting so little accomplished around the house. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Brian, Calgary, well, not so much today. We've actually had a fairly mild winter here in Calgary, but the cold is coming. I just checked the forecast. We'll be down to minus 18 and so on and so forth here within a couple of days. So we'll enjoy the +5 that we woke up to this morning.
Well, we get in Alberta, because we're close to the mountains, we get these winds every once in a while called Chinooks that bring some warm weather. Happens a couple times a year. Without it, I think we'd all go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Then we'd never get a break from that minus 18 to
Yeah.
30. Nice shot.
Well, she's not. She's a little more straight than she would have liked, so I think she's going to just have to accept the fact that she's going to shoot the 9 from the rail.
Yeah, hit and stick here.
But these two balls will put her on the hill, like I said, and put Emily Duddy one game away from elimination.
Janet Atwell looking good.
So this one for 8-3.
Oh, right on, boss. Thank you. Canada leads Finland 4-0.
No.
No.
She missed another 9. That's 2 she's missed.
CSL turning point.
Is it?
I called that yesterday in the last match. The CSL turning point right here.
It was a miss very similar.
It was.
She got away with missing the 9 the last rack.
I think Emily will not miss that one.
Is she going to take a break, Emily Duddy?
I
I don't think so.
I don't think so. When you make that gift 9, I think you want to just keep that momentum on your side, that swing. Don't go for a break at that point. If you lose the next one, okay, maybe.
Angela Boucher, Lori McKinnon, table 13. Angela Boucher, Lori McKinnon, table 13.
Looks like 6-3 Joanne Ashton over Tony right now. This 8 Joanne Ashton has to go up.
Oh.
Nope, she missed it.
You gave her the commentator's curse and it
But I-
goes anyway.
No,
I
no,
thought it was going.
didn't.
You commentator cursed her from across the room, Brian.
All I pointed out was that she had that shot. I don't think I really brought in
Oh
the
no,
curse.
you.
That's harsh.
That's a strong commentator's curse you have right there. Taken after me. 5-0 Team Canada. World Junior Hockey going on today as well.
Well, those are two very popular Calgarians over there.
They certainly are.
Everybody loves Tony. She's just so nice.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, phenomenal girl.
Needs a kiss here
Yeah,
or something?
look out, 9 ball.
Nope. Didn't get it.
It's now a beach ball.
Unreal.
She does still have the kick.
She's kicking 2 rails, but she's got to watch she doesn't go right around the 2.
Nice hit.
She handled that. Where's the
Gonna
2 going to
dress
end
up.
up?
Dress up for the cut for Duddy.
Yeah, she has the cut, but how does she get on the 3? The 4 is kind of in the
Yeah.
way. I don't know if she can shoot the 2 and miss the 4.
And I don't know
Going
if she
forward, she may be able to draw away from it, but that's taking her away from the
can,
3.
that takes her up table.
The
I don't
4
know
doesn't
if-
pass the 6, by the way. I don't
Is the
think.
bank on?
I don't think I would shoot the bank.
No, she is cutting.
Wow, she played safe,
Smart. That is option as well.
but she didn't get the safe.
More of a containing safety than the lockup.
Yeah, well,
Nicely executed there.
that was the problem with not getting the snooker. Now Emily is the one in trouble.
Well, and she's got to reach across the table here as well, so she might have to get the rest as well, which is complicating the scenario. Either that or an extension. I don't know if Emily has an extension for the butt end of the cue.
She's going with the bridge. Well, I personally play to make this ball off the second cushion.
I think so too.
She'll take
Oh,
this.
here comes the 9.
Unless the 2 goes in. No, okay, she's all right.
She hit that beautifully.
And the
This
4-6
is a
block the
tough-
kick. Yeah,
this is a
pretty
tough
tricky.
hit. There is
Can't really go
nothing.
2 rails to the
Can
upper
you-
right because the 8 is blocking that path.
Can you split between that 4-6 with some inside on the cue ball?
That might be the shot with some draw as well, maybe.
Yes,
But on new cloth, that doesn't really catch very well. Tends to slide.
it does. So
Right.
you're going to have to super juice that. Ton
Yeah,
of
well,
right hand split the window between the 4-6
I'm saying I
off
don't.
the side rail.
I'm not sure it's there.
I don't know. Maybe the other angle shows
What about
us.
going between the? What about going on the underside of the 6 and spinning between the 4-6 to hit the kick?
You could do that.
That is there.
I think there. That's there. Awfully difficult.
Right.
But, I mean, the hit in and of itself
Okay,
is
she's
awfully
going the
difficult.
2 rail pattern out of the corner, hoping to miss the 8 and just clip the 2 in the pocket. It's close. Nope, the 8 was occupying too much territory there. All right, Emily.
Well, you know, if she can take this rack 7-5,
Well, she should have been 8-3. So getting to 7-5 is
it should have
going
been
to be
8-3.
huge.
Getting to 7-5 is the CSL turning point.
I'd feel more like it was if Emily wasn't kind of not playing her best as well. I think the match last night, we felt like Chen, she's the one who had the comeback, but it felt like she was still playing well.
Mm-hmm.
But Emily's been struggling today, so I don't know what we're in store for.
There's a nice stroke. That's the confidence we like to see. Nice little draw up to the top top right hand corner. 6 ball into the same pocket. Wants to leave some angle on the 6 to get to 7 though. Nice. Very
She
well
got
done.
the angle.
She got perfect angle. Nice little slide over for the 7 ball. Maybe mid table.
I like the middle of the table
Yeah.
or dead straight, but dead straight is hard to get, so I prefer the middle. I think it all comes down to how much angle she has on the 6. If she can just I think she can just roll it in and go right across the table and try and land straight.
Yeah, I kind of like that nice little touch draw. Perfect.
Well,
About mid table.
I forgot she's left-handed, So she prefer, she would have been on the wrong side of the table for rolling forward.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, but she shoots left-handed. Yeah. I was just told she's a natural right-hander, but plays left-handed. Oh, that's another miss. Her shoulders dropped after that one.
Yeah. I think she needed that for confidence.
Well, Janet needs this for confidence too, because she gave away the last rack.
Yeah.
At the end. Nope. Oh, it did go.
Yeah, I kind of thought she might catch the horn there too.
Okay, so now to go 8-5, 8-4 ahead.
To put herself on the hill.
She got it.
It is there. And we'll give a shout out to one of the Q sponsors here for Q Sports Live, JB Cases. Protection your Q deserves, desire you design. Design you desire. How about that instead? If you haven't gone there, guys, jbcases.com, virtually limitless with the design combinations, color
And based on the number of
combinations.
JB cases out there, they must make a good product, because I see
JB
every tournament I go to, I
everywhere.
see hundreds of them.
Yes, and absolutely due to quality. On top of that, the warranty is a lifetime warranty that not only protects the case, but if your cues are inside that case and they get damaged, your cues are also under warranty.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to beat.
You can't beat that. I mean,
actually have one
never
of these
mind the
cases.
lifetime warranty on the case. You do have one?
I do.
Very good.
Mine is actually one of the leather ones, and the leather is just like so. The quality of leather he used in that case is unbelievable. It's so soft, and
Yeah,
it's like a baseball glove.
it is.
Yeah.
All right, Emily. There is really no issues on the table, nothing to break out. It's laying fairly decently. 2 to the 3 might be a little bit, but she can go 2 rails in behind the 7-9, go back up table.
Or
3
shoot the
ball.
3 in the upper right. That might be another good play.
That's,
So either go
yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
what I
and-
mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Just
thought you
come
were
down,
saying
come down 2 rails
Right.
and have the 3 ball into that.
she's playing
She did go
go
side
farther
pocket.
and play it in
Yeah,
the side, which she needs to
perfect.
be straight here. That looks pretty good.
I think she's got a little bit of angle, but
I think she's
shouldn't.
ideal. I think she can just pull it if she needs to pull it back to the rail and bounce, or just
So,
pull it a couple inches.
yeah, a touch of angle there, but 5 ball bottom right, slide over and back for the 6 ball top left hand corner.
Really key is she'd like to have angle on the 6 so she can bounce out across to the 7. Being straight on the 6 would really be, well, it wouldn't be that bad, but that's really the only way something can go wrong, I think.
She's perfect.
She's got the other angle, which is also fine.
Yep.
So she's got a couple choices here. She can kind of just draw to the 7, or she can go kind of float to the top rail and bounce down towards it.
I like the draw. Draw
Grant
with a
likes
touch
to
of
draw.
yeah.
I
Draw
kind
with a
of
touch
like
of right.
I kind of like the high ball. Let's see what Emily likes. I kind of think she might like the draw. Oh, watch out. Oh, man.
A little bit of horn shake, but that's all right. That'll
Where
work.
she overhit that.
I think so. The horn helped her in that case.
Okay, the pressure's mounting here. Any mistake now, and she feels like she's out of the tournament. She's a little funny on the 7.
A little bit, but I mean, there's really nothing to do.
She's got to watch the
7
one rail
ball.
scratch though, Grant.
She does, but it's natural shape for the 8.
All right, she managed to handle it.
That's perfect. Straight pop, maybe a touch of left. Come straight down.
It looks easy, but it's tough when your opponent's on the hill,
Oh, I agree.
right?
There's
So
nothing
this is a
tough about
test
it,
of her.
but these
art,
ladies
really.
are all professionals, so I would favor Duddy to get this.
Let's see where it's going to end up. Oh, could have been easier.
Could have been easier, but very makeable. So somebody was asking who's next on the stream table. It is the 9mm Jennifer Beretta and Monica Webb. And just so you know, Jennifer Beretta is sitting beside me and did the gun thing. I love it. At some point, maybe we'll have Jennifer Beretta on the stream doing some commentary.
Oh, the commentary. I was going to say she's the next match. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure her agent will call us.
Now, did I put Duddy's score up? I did.
It's 8-5.
8-5.
At will to break.
Leading off rack 14.
Oh, she didn't make a ball. Oh, she did make a ball. She made the 1. She's not going to have a shot on the 2. She's going to be forced to push out.
Forced to push. Where do you push to?
I don't know. I don't see anywhere good.
Do you just move the 5 ball? No. Don't like that.
What are you thinking there with move the 5 ball? Like just hit the 5 and kind of
Yeah, leave her the...
leave a kick?
Yeah, well,
I don't hate that.
yeah. I mean, there's really nowhere good to push to.
Well, getting all the way down table might not be too bad, but how do you get there? She's just going to leave her like on the rail.
Shooting
Lots of
out of
distance.
the pocket. I don't know if I like it.
Well, the thing is, it's a pretty natural shot to get on the 3 from here.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it. I think I like the bump the 5 and either leave her just the edge of the 2 or the kick.
Well, I generally want to, when I push out, I want to leave something that I'm going to get back.
Well, you're not getting this shot back.
No, you're not getting the shot back. So that's why I don't care for this. But with the lead, maybe you're just hoping that Duddy makes a mistake.
That could be it.
Right.
I mean, there is a little bit of a cluster, the 4, 5, 7, 8. A little clustered, but
Let's see. Well, she did make the mistake, overcut the 2. She got on the 3 if she had made the 2. She got on it perfect, actually.
she did.
But she doesn't have the snooker.
But she missed. Yeah, well, she missed good, right?
Well, now I like the kick if it's there. This is the kick safety to hit half the 2 and it banks up to the end rail. Well, that's what she played.
And wow,
She
talk
kinda-
about missing good.
She kind of butchered it, to be honest, and she came away with a great result. This is what happens when you're 8-5 up. You get a, or at least that's what happens to other people. It never happens to me. you get a good roll. All right, so she's going to play the one rail kick, I think, here, just to kick it in the side. It's your basic.
Well, it's not so much the kick, it's again shaping the 3.
Well, she hit it.
She did. Does she get good? Come on, 6, get in the game. We all want to see this go hill.
Not all of us. Janet Atwell is one.
Well, it did, yes. Other than Janet Atwell, most of us want to see this go at least hill.
I think she's going to have to kick. She's going to try and kick it hard up table and get it.
She's
Oh,
got
she had
it,
a shot.
yeah.
And now
Oh,
she's left it.
the horn gets her. The horn comes into play.
Well, I think she's going to leave it even without the horn, but now.
A little bit easier because that
Yeah,
horn kicked
definitely.
that cue ball more to the center of the table. So Duddy cut the 2-ball bottom left, 2 rails back up top on top of the 3,
Yeah, she's got to
avoiding the 9. Yeah.
She underhit it.
Uh-oh.
And the 9 is coming
9
into play.
is a massive, massive barrier. All right, Duds. This is the time. Show us a TV shot. 1 rail kick, 3 ball down to the bottom left.
Can I plug my phone in?
Yep.
Not today.
No. Although,
She's just.
you know, with that cluster, the 4, the 6, the 8, the 7, it's still not a give me table.
Well,
She still has to control that cue ball. She's still got to play the right patterns.
where do you want the cue ball here on the 4?
Well, I think if it was me at the table, I'm going to take the 3 ball up to the top left using the cue ball below and just roll maybe second diamond from the top left-hand corner. That leaves me the cut on the 4 ball top right. I can go back and forth for the 5 to the right side.
So, if it was me, I think I would put the cue ball with a slight angle on the 3 to shoot it to the lower left and draw to try and land right next to the 4 with the cue ball, coming off 2 cushions, and try and leave it by the 7.
Yeah, it's still
It's
still
kind of
a
the same pattern.
It
but I
is.
would just prefer drawing to get there.
Yeah.
As opposed to going forward.
And the only reason I think I play it with top is with playing on the diamond tables with the 4 1/4 pocket. I don't want to have to try to force the ball. I want the ball to play natural.
Yeah, but I think it's. We'll see what she likes because I think
she's doing your pattern.
Well, I don't know if she
Or
gonna go all the way
she's
to
doing
the
your
end.
shot.
Is she gonna go all the way to the end rail, or is she just gonna try and do like you said and go back and forth?
I kind of like the back and forth, but again, that's just that's me.
Congratulations to our winner on table number 8. Kyoko Sone is victorious.
Kyoko Sone,
Menard, and this will
victorious
end
over
Florence
Veronique Menard.
tournament. So a round of applause for
Both of those
Menard.
ladies are absolute salt of the earth. Kyoko Son from Japan. I had a blast with her. I think it was 2 Ashton Twins Classics ago when I first met Kyoko. She's a student of Paul Pache and just a salt of the earth type of girl. And the same as Veronique Menard. Veronique out of Montreal. Same as Vero Menard. She is salt of the earth type of lady. One of my favorite people, Veronique Menard.
Okay, maybe she's coming back and planning to play the 5-8 combination here.
That is a possibility. Well, now it's almost no choice. Oh,
Pretty
can she
much.
do the roll-up save? Just touch the 5 ball to the left of the 8 and put the cue ball right married to that 8 ball.
To be honest, I don't think so. I think that she would have to cut the 5 to do that.
I think it's there. But it's so touchy.
Both shots are touchy. The combo is pretty touchy too, and she's elevated over the 9.
She is.
Okay, she got the 8, but she did not control the 5. It was a good hit, but no rail.
I'm going to do a little bit of pre-work.
I saw it hit the 5 first, but I'm not sure there was a rail. Yeah, you can ask her that, but I'm pretty sure she clipped the 5 first. But yeah. All right, Duddy is still in line. She overhit that 6 ball a little bit, similar to a shot in a previous game. I think I'd go ahead and shoot the 6, the 7 a little firmer in the side, and maybe shoot the 9 in the lower right-hand pocket. Go 2 rails, as opposed to trying to hold for the 9 in the side. Well, she's okay for the 9 in the side, I think. But I kind of feel like I could have put a better stroke on that ball and gone that little bit extra far. But this is fine. She's just taking a few extra seconds to compose herself. She's glad that's over. But it is 8-6. And now this match is tightening up a little bit. The next game is going to be a big one for Atwell. I know, sorry.
Sorry about that, guys. Just getting some pre-work done for the next match. I have both Monica Webb and the 9mm Jennifer Beretta sitting beside me, so I figured I can get some pre-work done. And then Brian needed to take a little run. So we have Emily Duddy at the table, breaking off rack number 15. And you know, Janet's got to be feeling a little bit of the pressure. She had Emily Duddy down. And we saw this yesterday. It was April Larson and Wei Wei. April Larson had her down 8-4. Wei Wei comes back for the win. So we've seen it before. It can happen again. I'd at least love to see this go hill-hill. Where is Janet Atwell from? She is from Bristol, Virginia. When did Jennifer get that nickname? I think that would probably have come early, but she is sitting here, so let me ask her. When did you get the nickname the 9mm?
My last name is Beretta. So
Yes, I kind of thought right from the beginning. Yes, so pretty
you know what,
much
though? I like the Glock better.
you like the Glock better than the 9mm. Very nice.
Don't you guys say that?
Fun little fact. So yeah, with the last name of Beretta, which is kind of what I thought, pretty much from the beginning. So I can't remember who asked that question, but it was on YouTube. And I think the one is visible. I don't think Janet can see to make, but she can see to play the hit. So I wonder if Janet is really starting to feel that pressure. And you know, if you're Emily Duddy, you're just happy to be at this table shooting the one.
Desert Eagle 50s.
Kia says hello.
Kia. We miss her. Tell her we miss her.
Both Monica and the Beretta say they miss you, Kia. So it is more the 1 to the 2. Shouldn't be too tough. Straight tops, a little bit of left-hand spin, go up table, missing the 4 ball. 2 ball going into the top right-hand corner. Natural shape to 3 down to the bottom right. Oh, misses the 9 and the 4. Now there's the stroke we want to see. Can I provide score updates? I can tell you the Battle of Calgary between Joanne Ashton and Tony Sakamoto. Joanne is on the hill, I think. Tony is at 5 or 6. Looks like 5, could be 6.
It's hard to tell.
Oh. Sorry, Brian, I had you muted.
Sorry, it's hard to tell on the red light what the score is over there.
Yes. So now
I
that
think
you're
it's
back,
6.
I'm going to do some pre-work for the next one
Yeah,
because I know we're
that's
going to
fine.
run into that next match.
She's taking her time here. She can't just roll the 3 in and land on the 4. I think she's got to hit just a little bit of draw. Because she went ahead and went all the way across, which is a good choice. Now she's lying pretty nicely here. I think once again I would favor the 5 in the corner probably. Just more or less shoot and stop on the 4. If she comes back, she doesn't want to really get anywhere near the 9 ball, so if she comes back to play the 5 in the side, so well, that's what she did. She avoided the 9, but she also came up quite a bit shorter on the 5 than she wanted. And now it's kind of tricky. She solved it by just rolling the 5 in and giving herself a shot on the 8. I like that choice from where she was. And now she's just basically got to make the 8, let the cue ball walk up to the end rail and bounce down. But nothing's easy at this point in the match. Oof. She didn't hit it great, but it got in the pocket. So a long straight 9 to get to 8-7. And she made it. Sigh of relief. So it's a race to 9. Atwell is still up 8-7. She's racking the balls. Grant will move the score in just a second, I think. Watch the cue ball. Okay, she did not scratch. She has a shot on the 1. The break is legal. She made, I think, at least 1 ball, maybe 2. Looks like she made the 2 ball and the 6 ball.
Shooters that are here for the 115, we are unable to get them going due to the table alignments, and the match is still going on, so we'll be postponing it just a little bit here. Sit tight.
Okay. If you're tuning in to watch the next match, Monica Webb and Jennifer Beretta, that is coming up shortly after the conclusion of this one. Several matches still in progress from the 11 a.m. round. Now, believe it or not, Janet, I think, has a very natural shot here to just make the 1. And if the cue ball go 2 rails around, to shoot the 3 in the opposite corner. That's kind of the way I see it. She doesn't really need to do anything exotic here, but she seems like she's setting up to draw the ball. Well, that's what she did. She got a little bit of a roll insofar as I don't think she left the 1. It does bank, though. Pretty sure the cross bank is there. Or if she wants to play safe, she could just kind of cut the 1 at the 7 and let the cue ball bounce between the 5 and the 8, 1 rail across, and hope to block with the 4 and the 5. I like that shot. Ashton just defeated Sakamoto. Well, I'm not sure what Emily tried there, whether she tried the safety I called or not, but regardless of what it was, she's left Atwell with a shot at the 1.
Congratulations to our hostess on table number 4 for her victory. Joanne Ashton for the win over Tony Sakamoto. Keep your round of applause
And
going
everything
for
goes here.
Sakamoto, our local Calgary girl. Cashes at the tournament. Congratulations to Tony.
So this is really the key shot. The 3 to get on the 4, and then to get the 5. She looks almost ideally placed to just punch the cue ball maybe like an inch or so out to right to have the 4 in the upper right.
All right, got my pre-work done. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, she played to go a little farther down the table.
Which way do you play this, Brian? 4 into the right-hand corner. You just follow through, bump the 5 a little closer to the left corner?
Well, maybe. I didn't think of that, but I'm not, I don't love it at all, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I don't either, but I think that's
The
the
problem is
play
if
I
you
would.
bump the 5, it's hard to keep it from bouncing out before you don't have a shot at it. I mean,
Yeah,
drawing
it's a
around it
touchy shot.
seems to be what she's playing.
Perfect.
See, it's going to bounce, yeah, and she's not going to have it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've seen her bank out. Her
No.
bank finishes have been really good.
That's definitely what she's going to play. She's got to get around the 8 to get position on the 7 in the same pocket. Watch out. She did not get around the 8. And now the 8
And now
blocks
the
the
8
bank on the
blocks.
7.
Took the words
Exactly.
right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Get out of my head, would you? It's not a pleasant place to be.
Well, now she might be forced to duck, I think.
Where do you duck to? Put the
Well-
7 down by the 9 ball, cue ball up top.
Or the reverse. You cut the 7 thin, bank it back towards the upper end rail, and go 2 rails behind the 9 with the cue ball. I think I kind of like that because it seems pretty natural to control both balls.
Mm-hmm.
She does have the option of cutting the 7 in the side, but that is a little bit risky. Okay, she
Becky Woolridge for Jean Lane, table 18. Becky Woolridge for Jean Lane.
And that was an untimely announcement from the next room.
well, if she even heard it, I'm not sure. But
Well, if we could hear it through our
no, what I mean,
through our
like,
headsets.
she heard it, but I'm saying she's pretty focused, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Is she going to cut this into the right side pocket? It's a pretty steep cut. You might not have a choice here. Oh, that was the attempt. Aye.
And now
how
you have to
far
favor going
past?
hill from here.
How far past?
Oh, she's definitely got it.
Oh, yeah. It is cuttable. It is doable. We might go hill. Did I call the CSL turning point again?
You may have.
Into the heart. Look out. Don't get too
And
close
she
to the
kinda
work.
got on the 50-yard line.
Jason Valenza,
On the 50-yard line and close to the work.
table 2. Lou Antonini, Rick Plant.
That's
table
one of
8.
the things
Lou
about these
Antonini,
fast
Rick
tables. You
Plant,
know, you
table
have to
8.
hit a shot super soft
Mm-hmm.
when it's under pressure, and it's just so hard to do. It's hard to let the cue go. So what do? You can't cut it in the side, I don't think.
Oh, you
You've
got to go
gotta
for it.
shoot
You
in
got to go to the
but
corner. And then you got to hit it with pace, draw 3 rails around.
Maybe not with too much pace. Maybe just be a little conservative and try and play it by the right-hand side pocket,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 rails and just leave it somewhere by the right-hand side pocket, I think, is the play.
Shooters for the 115, we're going to go for 130 here for an introduction for all tables that are possible to get on. 130 start.
Just taking her time thinking about the pattern. She could go 3 rails and shoot the 9 in the
Bottom
lower right.
Yeah.
It looks like what she kind of came up with.
Emily Duddy looking to use her one time. But there is a lot to control in this shot. The speed.
Well, she's got to make it no matter what.
Yeah.
If she misses it,
Well,
she
that's-
might be her last hurrah.
Yeah. That is object number 1, obviously. Make the 8. If you get left a tough shot on the 9, you can deal with that.
Oh, she missed it. And she's left it.
And I think Janet Atwell is
She really
definitely
kind of fired at that at the end.
She did, and she kind of had to fire at it in order to get that cue ball to go 3 rails around. So I don't begrudge her for that, but I think Janet Atwell is going to make her pay for the mistake right here.
Okay, well. This is to roll out a 9-7 victory for Janet Atwell. And to eliminate Eddie Duddy from the tournament, and she gets it.
She gets it. Very well done, Janet Atwell taking out Emily Duddy. There is your match, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. We are going to do a quick shutdown restart. We don't have much time before the next match rolls around. We're going to have Monica Webb versus the 9mm Jennifer Beretta. Going to be an exciting one, Brian.
I hope so.
I think it will be. On behalf of myself, Brian Butler, and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, we appreciate you tuning in, guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go onto the Q Sports Live Facebook page or YouTube channel. Hit that like button or the subscribe button so that you're notified when we do go live. We'll do a quick shutdown, restart, get locked and loaded, ready to rock and roll for the next matches. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.
Okay.